What is the Imperial News Network?
INN serves the Star Citizen community with up-to-the-minute news.
We bring the developers and events closer to the community.
And we love Star Citizen, whether we're flying with our team or with our supporters.
Imperial News Network works hard every week to bring the verse to you.
We are the community's #1 source for all things Star Citizen.
And we're glad to have you along for the ride.
Hello and welcome to Inverse. Oh no, Inside the Verse. This happened last week too. I said Inverse the Verse. Inverse the Verse died a horrible death. It died, it burned in a giant pile of cinders and ash and horribleness. Hi guys. Did you unmute yourselves? Are you just gonna not talk? Am I gonna have to do this whole show by myself? Why are you doing this to me?
Hello.
Hello?
Okay.
We're supposed to talk? Damn it.
Oh, does this mean I have to do the intros because friggin' David's not here?
And you
guess
did a really
so.
good one last week.
Well,
I
mean,
did.
You are the host.
Oh, God. All right. Welcome to Inside the Verse, home of the waffles. This week we have our very special guest, Silence. You might have seen his glorious face interviewing some people on the INN space. I just rhymed. I'm not going to rhyme again. I'm not that smart. Also joining us with me today is Shiver, who is not wearing all black today, and it's freaking me out.
Transformers.
I'm okay with this. Also joining us today is the one, the only, the papal knight of the people, Nakara, who's grown his hair back since the last time we saw him. And it's a little terrifying how fast he could grow that hair back.
It's one of my more useless skills.
Yep. Lando's here. He's wondering why we killed off Eris. Well, today is his birthday, so we figured now's the time. He turned 30. He turned 30. He's reached his peak.
Yeah.
And we just had to shank him right out of existence. So, but yeah, that's why he's not here this week. Is he is celebrating his year of birth.
Wait,
Possibly
so
with
we're
his
not doing
loved
the
ones.
Soylent Green approach? No Soylent Green?
What?
No Soylent Green?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I'll put the machine back then.
Okay.
All right. Do we have topics? I didn't actually prepare any topics.
I think we should talk about Star Citizen.
We should talk about Star Citizen. Let's talk about Star Citizen.
Sounds great.
What even happened this week? Stuff happened.
Yeah.
Was
Oh, there's a-
2.3.1 this week, or did we talk about that last week?
Uh, That was
well,
like over a day ago, man. Stop living in the past.
I'm sorry. All right.
there's a military
Lando's
ship there.
tired of hearing about Star Citizen. All right.
Let's talk about Amigas.
Amigas.
What? Why is that? What? What have you got against Amigas?
I don't have anything against Amigas.
Okay, then. I played flipping Wing Commander on an
Mr.
Amiga.
Pedro Camacho played me an orchestral arrangement of a song from an Amiga game when I interviewed him, and it was pretty great.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Especially being raised. The difference in sound
Alright.
quality, dude.
Here, let's talk about the biggest news that happened this week. Let's talk about the MISC Prospector.
Of
We
course.
got some details, and we got a glorious, like, end-of-time speech from Lando announcing its price and availability. What do you guys think? What do you think? How big do you think it'll be? Like, what do you guys think? Silence, let's start with you. What do you think about the Prospector? What do you think it'll be?
Well, I've heard a lot of people say that they think it's going to be about as big as like even the Starfarer. Personally, I think it's going to be a bit smaller than that. I think it's going to be more like freelancer size. maybe even like it's somewhere between like Freelancer Constellation, somewhere in that vicinity. And the reason is because the concept sale is always cheaper, and I think that that particular price point alone says that it's going to be. But I mean, that's kind of my view on it, and I think it's going to be interesting, pretty cool. Frankly, I'm excited about the mining, even though I'm not a big miner. I mean, talk about the depth that they're going into with that, right?
Yep.
They're drilling pretty deep.
They are.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to be freelancer size. I think that's a bit optimistic. But I'm expecting something large, but it's still going to be a one-man ship. It's meant to get into smaller areas that the Orion can't get into. So I don't think you should expect anything too grandiose. It's going to be a lot of detail on it and a lot of things that you can do on it, which I think will justify the price point, I'll say, is a neutral term. Because it was Ben did drop a hint that you might be able to salvage in it as well. So salvaging seems to be a different but in the same vein mechanic. So I'm expecting something modular here, but not freelancer.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I was thinking that it might be a bit bigger, sorry, Nakar, I don't want to step on you too much. But the only reason I'm thinking it might be a bit bigger is because, I mean, what about all the storage space, for one? You are talking about mining, and they've already kind of talked about this whole refining process and the hauling process, like all of that. I mean, I can't see something...
Yeah, but it's not a hauler, and it's not a processing ship. It's a mining ship. It only justifies a minimal cargo hold to just get crap out the way and, let a hauler scoop it out. That's a hauler's job, not the prospector's job.
Well,
so you think
there's one surefire way for this ship to be just as big as a Starfarer. Somebody needs to give it to Foundry 42. And we got it. We're good.
That's true. But no,
they're getting the Carrack, aren't they?
Yeah.
They better be getting my Carrack.
I'm super excited.
Yeah,
Isn't Gurmuk doing another pass on that as well?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, was it a design concept? Probably just. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going straight into the works into production, though. It could just mean they're updating the internal design to keep that in spec with current mechanics or very soon mechanics that are going to be implemented, like they did
also
the Cap.
We saw how much the Starfarer changed from the last time we saw it, like mid to late last year. I missed the orange table, though. There was a thread on that earlier today.
There was.
They were like, man, the Starfarer looks great, but man, I wanted that orange table. I also wanted the orange table.
It depends how far they go with customization, but maybe you can just spray paint your table orange.
This is very true.
That'd be nice. Or be like, I think I want the mahogany table instead of the metal one there.
Hey, CCT.
Yes.
Nice shirt.
Oh, yes! Matching today. Well, so instead of Shiver and Wing Fat from last week, me and Nakara this week. Yeah, at least two of us have to match at any given time. This is a rule of INN.
Well, you say that, but when Nixco or Wang Fan, whatever you want to call him, came on, we just stared at each other like, well, one of us has got to change, and we were just too stubborn to let the other.
That's true.
For the audio listeners, me and Nakara are wearing Squadron 42 t-shirts.
And nothing else.
Well, this is
where they're not standing up.
You don't know that. The camera only goes to here. You don't know if I'm wearing any pants. I'm not. But yeah, I think I'm pretty excited for the Prospector. You can never have too many MISC ships in your life.
No, definitely not.
There was a fun little tidbit on RTV that says, like, someone asked if Orion owners would get a Prospector as a loaner in the meantime. It's a very valid question. However, this is pretty exciting. Owners of the Orion may not get a loaner MISC Prospector because the Orion will more than likely make it in before the Prospector.
And you know what that means?
Soon.
Either the game is horribly delayed, or or the Orion is going to be coming sooner than we thought.
I think after, because let's face it, we are 6 months away from the earliest possible time that Squadron 42 could come out, right?
Yeah, about that.
When the Starfarer is done, and the Idris is done, which it sounds like it pretty much is getting there. It's at the point where the Constellation was last October, where you could spawn it in, but nothing works yet. So
it's going to take a little while to get everything working on that ship.
well, yeah, but I mean, like, they have all of the Foundry 42 to work on that, whereas, like, yeah, this is a big giant team.
No, I agree.
And not to mention, technically it shouldn't take as long because they haven't got to create everything from scratch to implement.
Right. Not only that, but I guess more along to my point was, what other ships are needed for Squadron 42?
Basically none. I think they're all done.
Starfarers flight
Well, we don't
ready
know
and-
the status of the FA, do we?
I assume it's done. They've been working on it for a long time.
It's probably done.
Yeah.
I think it's done.
Or
Or it's as close to done as it needs to be.
has there been an update on the Vandal King ship?
No, but we wouldn't really expect to get one either.
Now,
No.
Yeah,
But I mean, as far as
not gonna
Squadron
get one.
42.
but here's the thing. This is one of the things that I say every once in a while, and people seem to agree with me, so I'm going to say it again. Squadron 42 is a single-player game. So, depending on how they do it, and depending on how things get scripted, a lot of the really big ships don't have to be 100% functional.
Oh yeah. I completely agree. I'm just saying, like how
Just
close
lock
is it to being?
some of those doors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's probably pretty close. I mean, they had. I remember back in the days of the. Is Lando still here?
Lando.
Anyway, back in the days of the Epic Leak.
Lando, tell us.
Oh no!
At that point, they had basically an entire Vandal fleet. It wasn't done, but all the ships were there. And that was a long time ago. I think they're probably pretty close with the Vandal fleet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we also see the fact they love revamping, and that's kind of where I'm wondering, especially with something that large, like if they actually did any sort of revamps on the look, if the Vandal just aesthetic changed a bit, etc.
Yeah, of course.
Probably
also,
matured.
How big is Foundry 42 now? Like 200 people?
Oh yeah, that's
Something
true.
ridiculous. Working on Squadron 42 right now, so they got this.
Oh yeah.
But no, to my other point, the long point that I was trying to make was, because they're finishing up Squadron 42 ships, we were talking about the Carrack and the Orion is what we were talking about. Because they're finishing up those ships, I think they're going to start working on the other non-combat oriented ships. We're going to start seeing those probably within the next 6 months. Maybe
Also
not
wouldn't be-
specifically the Carrack or the Orion or whatever, but stuff in that vein, you know?
Well, it's an interesting thought because, one of the first game mechanics where we expect to see is, after cargo, is mining, and you have to have a ship that can actually do it. So,
I personally think they're going to put exploration mechanics in before they do mining. Like scanners and tractor beams and...
I could see that, but that's pretty... I think that's going to take a lot of time. It's not like one thing you put in. The whole exploration mechanics are like a million different things.
Right.
Yeah.
That will go in
We need
piece
to
by
make
piece
a point.
over a long period of
There
time.
could be a potential overlay in the mechanics between mining, salvage, and exploration within scanning, though.
I wouldn't doubt
Oh.
it. Well, that and also, as far as like
Guys.
the Orion, for instance, yeah.
I forgot about the caterpillar. Just like everybody forgets about the caterpillar. I also forgot
Pulling
about
a
the caterpillar.
bend there. You're pulling a bend there, CCT.
Yeah, I know it. You know what? Me and Ben were talking about freaking Mad Balls last night, and like he rubbed off on me. So
Mad
Caterpillar's
balls?
gone. Mad Balls are in. Caterpillar's gone.
All right.
What the heck is Mad Balls?
I don't know, but it's got
Oh,
something to do with
dude.
rubbing. Let's not go there.
You don't know
Yeah,
Mad
okay.
Balls?
I'll
All right.
second. Yeah, I have no idea what they are, but I'm leaning a bit towards Shiver here.
I'm
All
not
right.
going to play this game with you.
Well,
Nope.
they were really stupid things, is what they were.
Okay.
But the caterpillar is what they're working on right now.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna restart my camera here for a second.
Oh no.
Hello. There we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, so we're gonna see the caterpillar before. That's probably the next big ship we're gonna get after the Starfarer is the caterpillar.
Well,
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
kind of
things.
interested to see that one because really, it's a really strange ship. We haven't ever at any point in development have we seen very much of it.
That's very true.
It's bizarre.
We got that
It's like
lengthened ship
it's like
shape.
the redheaded stepchild of the ships.
Yeah. Okay, guys,
It's
these
extremely
are
modular,
Mad
isn't it?
Balls.
What the hell are those?
Oh,
Mad
those
Balls.
things!
I don't think I ever saw those.
Yeah. Those were they
Sure,
an
you
80s
remember
or a
Mad
90s
Balls.
thing?
I like the blue one. The blue.
I
one.
remember those things.
I
Those
don't.
were a 90s thing
I would-
because I was too young
Eh.
for it to be an 80s thing.
Mad Balls.
Oh,
Apparently,
really?
there was a
Oh.
Mad Balls TV show, and that's what
Yeah.
Ben was posting on Twitter last night.
You're kidding.
And it was like,
Wow.
what is happening?
It was the same for those Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh yeah, there's all those '90s toys. They're so weird.
Oh yeah, they really were.
Yeah, our generation was severely impacted by the strangeness of parents of our day.
Toys in my day were made of metal. I remember metal.
No, what the
So all right, so I have to look at the chat
days
here
of
for a
jungle
second.
gyms in concrete.
Mr. Eric
Sorry?
Yeah,
McKetton
actually was.
Mr. Eric McKetton of McKetton fame says, personally, I think Disco Lando takes note of what INN wants, and then they reschedule the development around that. And by that, I mean they move those things to the back of the list.
That's very, very accurate, yeah.
Disco Lando has issued a
That's why-
response saying that is absolutely not what happens. I'm not even here right now.
See, this
I
is why
beg
it's
to
taken
differ,
them
Mr.
so damn
Disco
long
Lando.
to rework the
What is
300
the status? What is the status of the Asperia the Asperia Prowler? Lando? Can
How
I
much
say it? Can I
asparagus
say
is
my
it
own
worth?
ship? It'll come someday.
We'll just sit here and stare at chat.
Remember when
Delay.
we thought it was going to come in December?
Yeah, it's not coming until next December.
Maybe.
Push back to the bottom of the list.
It's a stretch goal ship! Give me my ship! Forget the
You mentioned it, it
Dragonfly.
just got
It's
pushed
mine.
back
You
again.
picked the Prowler.
Well, he's a prowler, so.
Somebody needs to create a ship made of asparagus and then send it to CCT here.
I would actually really enjoy that.
An asparagus-shaped ship.
All right, mission. I'm going to
would be the
crowdsource this.
carrot.
Everybody listening to the podcast, please send your concepts for the asparagus prowler to at imperialnews.network. Thank you very much.
Please don't spam us. We've got a lot on our plate.
Oh. Oh.
So proud of myself.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It wasn't too corny, was it?
See,
No,
Disco, we have
no.
our own Ben.
So, how would you feel
Lena's just
if they
singing
stopped
in the
doing...
chat now.
Wait, what?
Oh god.
Oh dear.
See,
What have we done?
we can now say that a CIG employee has listened to a podcast of ours.
Yeah.
All right.
He is listening
Woo.
somehow.
We'll call it Lemming Sunday.
Lemming Sunday. All right, what else
So
happened
the
this
Orion.
Oh yeah,
What else happened
that's
this
my
week?
5 ship.
Well, now the Orion will bump back, right?
Did y'all get your $5 coupons?
No.
I did. I actually
You
did.
didn't click buy now?
my-
You didn't want that sweet Benny's Reliant skin so badly that you just had to click the buy now button?
Apparently not.
Benny's,
I really
man.
want that skin. Like I want to fly my Reliant news van into the verse, reporting for INN, while selling out horribly to corporate Big Benny's.
While playing the
need
theme
this.
music in the background.
Yeah. And they'll be like, all right, here's the news. The CCT brought to you by Big Benny's. Here, have your beef-flavored ramen, only 99 UEC.
Yes, but it has to be
UEC.
that whole thing has to be in Ben's voice.
Oh, that'd be pretty
Freaking
good.
Lando got shot down by Moobot. Yeah, this is true.
All right,
Eric says
so
he
never
might be
again
listening
will
to us,
CIG
but
employee-
For what it's
he
worth,
is drowning
though.
us out by singing.
Lando, I did not know that. Thank you for educating me on American sitcoms from the 1950s to 1970s. It was something I was completely unaware of.
What?
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to find other stuff to talk about because
You lost
we
me
don't
on that.
have have our normal Canadian task
CIG
force.
have said the aim is to get one ship hangar ready, one ship flight ready each patch. How would you feel if they said we're going to try and drop that and just get more mechanics in the game in favor of the ships?
I don't think it's. I think
Those
it's
are
kinda
two
silly
different people
because-
working on two different things.
I know. I'm saying if they, in a completely hypothetical situation.
Oh, sure. I mean, if they could, like, completely
I could have
change
one or the
way
other.
everything.
Yeah, it's more to gauge the preference. Would you, at this
Oh,
stage
I
of development,
absolutely-
prefer to have more ships with what we've got, or more mechanics with the ships we have?
Oh, more mechanics.
Unless it's the Idris, then mechanics, because the Idris is a whole nother thing. Like,
Well, the
it adds
mechanics are.
flying FPS levels to Star Citizen.
Several flying FPS
Several,
levels, I would
yeah.
guess. Starfarer
So-
is one.
I just want to see the mayhem that happens when the Idris gets put into Port Olisar for the first time.
Okay, I want to show a hand here. For those of us who actually run around inside the Starfarer, who of us got lost?
I hit. My
I didn't
pop
run around
too.
inside it.
Oh, silence.
Silence.
Sorry. However, considering the scale of it, oh yeah, I totally would have gotten lost in that thing. In fact, I'm
All
just
of us,
interviewing
for
guys
our
doing
audio
floor
listeners who could not see us raise our hands, all of us except for Silence raised our hands.
plan. Yeah.
And the only reason he didn't is because he didn't take the time when it was in everyone's hangar.
Yeah.
No, the only reason why he didn't is because he thought it was the freelancer.
That too. Totally.
For more inside jokes,
Yeah, right?
go to our YouTube page and listen to the MVP interviews.
Right? Because I always make one, like, large mistake. At least one. And it's just like, damn it.
And you'll hear him answer me from off screen because he can hear me, but I'm not recording myself.
This is
So
true.
he's like, "What?"
I'm like,
You just
"Damn
see
it,
him look
no!"
off to the side. He's like, "What?"
like when I somehow forgot after using the damn program for I don't know how many years that Photoshop was an Adobe product. And you're like, that's Adobe. And I was all, damn it!
No!
That's good. That's
All right.
good. So I need to ask people, or my lovely co-host. So how do you think they're going to pare down the number of roles in the Orion to the number of because to run an Orion you need all these different people doing all these different things at the same time. How do you think they're going to automate that down to a smaller ship like the Prospector? Which of those roles do you think they're going to axe?
The engineer.
I think Shiver is really kind of on an interesting tangent with that one. I was actually thinking about that, where it's not going to be refining probably, and actually something to consider. Do we even know if it's even going to have like a lot of space in it? And what if it has, for instance, detachable cargo? So essentially, this thing picks it all
cargo?
up, shoves it. What? I'm sorry.
Like exterior cargo, like the Aurora or a hull.
Sort of.
Well, or the point, like the entire hull series.
The Orion has exterior cargo too. What
or
are we
like,
talking about?
Yeah, but like the hull series actually, I think is what I was referring to. Like, say you have like a hull sitting there, right? Hull drops off a cargo container, Prospector picks it up, mines into it, drops it, Orion picks it up. Or I'm sorry, not Orion. Hull series picks it back up. So essentially, you limit the amount of cargo that's going on, but now as you mine it, it just goes into a cargo container that you can drop and have someone else pick up.
That's
really
literally
thoroughly
why I
reducing
have
the
an
amount.
Orion and a Hull D.
That would be really cool.
It's 100% why I have both those ships.
If you do large scale mining in Eve, that's how you do it.
Yes, exactly,
So-
and that's actually one of the things I was thinking of as far as the inspiration for it. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense because then essentially you'd have one person mining, and I mean, did they say it was a one-person ship? I think I missed how many people they said was actually on board.
I don't think they've actually said anything about it.
They haven't
yet.
said anything about its crew complement. It's got to be at least 2 since the freelancer's 2.
I thought Prospector was a one-man crew from 10 for the chairman when Chris was letting all those details slip about it.
Yeah, right.
Here's a question, and then he just went off on one about something completely different. It's like
it might be like the Cutlass in that one person, or even the freelancer, that one person can run it, but there are like you can have multiple people on the ship doing stuff and to make it more efficient. Or even the freaking Starfarer can be run by one person, actually. They've confirmed that. It's going to be freaking hard. Like, why would you do such a thing?
I don't even...
I love my Starfarer!
But that's where I was actually thinking about it. And if you have 2 people, for instance, because you can have one person that's like a pilot as well as miner, and then the second person that's like doing the tractor beam, or even just one person that's a pilot and then the other person manning the tractor beam and the laser. So that way you wind up with only a 2-person crew.
I want like a snow speeders from Star Wars situation where someone's flying the front of it and then the other guy has like, instead of the harpoon, it would be a mining laser. So it would be like the gunner of your ship.
All right,
Nice.
You guys want me to quote Mr. Roberts here on his discussion of the Prospector?
Or are we going to have all
sure.
the filler words along with it? Because this is a big thing.
no.
It's going to have all the filler words. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, I can't. I can't. I'm not him. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So, yay or nay?
Sure. Let's hear it. What did Chris Roberts say on this topic?
He said, well, one of the things we think we could do in a large procedural area is look for minerals and basically mine for them. And so the idea is the MISC Prospector will be sort of a one-person version of that, because the RSA Orion which is the big mining ship is very much built with some of the bigger mining operations in massive asteroid fields. It's a super cool ship, but it's a really big ship and isn't so inclined to work down on the planetary surface stuff. Looking for and mining and strip mining materials. That's really what the MISC Prospector is. And the Prospector is going to be built to pull up and gather minerals and then maybe take the containers and put them on another ship, like one of the Hull classes, that you can fly off somewhere that needs some minerals.
There we go.
So there you go. He mentioned one person.
It.
He mentioned one person. I suspect you'll probably be able to have at least one or two other people on there, but that's just my thought.
So
Well, it's like a Vanguard. It's 2-man, but you could easily get 2 people, one in the seat, one in the cockpit, and then just 2 people hanging around.
Yeah.
Dancing.
I think it'll be like the Vanguard in terms of its size.
Ooh, that's a nice
The
idea.
Vanguard's a lot more expensive because it's a heck of a lot more well armed.
Right.
Because
I'm definitely thinking like a slightly larger than Freelancer type of ship. I think it needs to have. It has to have some.
I really want. I want
size
more
to it.
ships like the Aurora that have the underbelly cargo space.
Yeah,
I love
it's an
those
interesting
cargos.
design.
Like the in Star Wars. It's either episode 2 or 3. Definitely in Clone Wars. It's the gunships that have the little underbelly place where all the soldiers hang out. You know the gunships, and they have the two little
I think I know
turrets
what
on
you're
the
talking about.
sides?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what those are called. I
There's
can't
one
remember.
version of it that has like a walker attached to the bottom of it, and just like flies down, drops off the walker, then takes off. I want like big mining ships to like have the big old cargo bellies, and then drop off the cargo.
Load of
Oh,
spider crab things.
Yeah.
Those spider miners.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great
That'd
idea.
be pretty cool.
We haven't
I
seen those
still
in a while.
I need to own one of those.
You do,
Those things are
or you
amazing.
need to?
I need to own one.
Oh yeah, those would be a lot of fun.
That was a Kickstarter, or that was like a pre whatever tier monies item.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I think you're referring to the repair drone.
Yeah, we're talking about the gigantic spider miner that
Yeah.
like mines surface of asteroids.
They're like the size
it
of like
literally looks like a
spaceships.
massive mechanical Black Widow.
Do people own
Yes.
those?
No,
No,
I said
not yet.
I would
Okay.
like to.
Who
But
knows?
they haven't sold them.
Okay.
And they're still not entirely sure they want people to own them. But I'm hoping.
Well, actually, I think that you brought up a good point as far as the ship price too, because something else that I think is a lot of people go, okay, well, if it's combat oriented, then how many weapons does it have on it? And if it has a bunch, then the price is really high. Or if it's not combat, then how big is it? Because the price determines the size. And I've actually noticed that they seem to, in a way, almost gauge it off of like how new it is in the game too. Because it seems like your ships that are a bit newer in game terms also seem to be a bit more expensive too. So I wouldn't I'm kind of curious if that's going to play through. Am I missing something?
No, it's just
McCadden
people
in
in
the
the chat.
chat just said, "Am I one of those conspiracy theorists who thinks there are 7 Star Wars films?" And I told him there are 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They wanted to
Nice.
start with 2, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is
There
that
was
like
there was a really good lightsaber fight that was cut from episode 2. Had the guy with spiky
The
head
red
and
and black
double
face?
bladed lightsaber, and Obi-Wan was there, and Qui-Gon Jinn was
yeah.
there. He was a expanded universe character. So that exists out in the ether somewhere, but yeah, they just started with episode 2.
And actually, if you want a good lightsaber combat, a friend of mine brought this up. Episode 3 has really good combat.
Oh yeah, it
right at
does.
the end. The whole last fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is surprisingly good,
That's
and
a good movie.
I think that I let a lot of it kind of jade me when I first watched it because I was like, "Meh." But when I went back and watched it again, I'll be damned if it's not a really good fight scene.
All right, since we have like 2 minutes left in this segment, I'm going to talk about the proper way to watch Star Wars. The proper way to watch Star Wars is you start with A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, and then Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, and then Force Awakens, obviously. That way, you watch the prequel movies as a flashback.
Oh.
So, like, in the
That's an
grand
interesting idea.
scheme,
That's kinda
it's like a
cool.
flashback. You're like, you see the revelation of Darth Vader, and you're like, what? And then you go back to see how he got there.
For those of
I-
us that
yeah.
prefer Star Trek, the correct order of Star Trek films is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shiver, I'm sorry, you watch Star Trek the motion picture?
I adore Star Trek.
Hate that movie.
Right. I get motion picture. Okay, it wasn't the strongest debut, but it was a true Star Trek movie through and through.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that one. That's true, but dude, that first one, it's
Yeah, it bored the
little
crap
low.
out of me as well. But
Yeah. I think
What
that's
is
a
your
good
favorite
judgment.
Star Trek
right
film?
movie? First Contact was the best Star
Yes!
Trek movie ever.
Yeah.
Yes! There
Oh,
is
yeah.
no doubting this.
So
And
is
the Ball
anyone else
Queen is hot.
excited for is anyone excited for the new series?
I
I
heard
am.
that's going to be set before the next gen.
I have
New
no
series?
idea when it's going to be set. I'm excited that there's going to be more Star Trek series.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Depends
there's
on
more
the
Star
writers,
Trek.
though, if whether
Oh,
or not
yeah.
they're going to just go, "Oh, it's all about explosions and combat." And it's like,
No. Needs to be Star
No.
Trek. Please.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
See,
It's a Star Trek. It's not a Star
McKetton's
Fight.
like, oh, we don't mention 2009 or Into Darkness. No, 2009 was an okay movie.
Yeah.
For
It was
what
okay.
it was. Then Into Darkness, it had some good ideas that were just executed like a really bad action movie.
Yeah. Well, like one of the ones that a friend of mine brought up right before I saw it. He was like, "Dude, watch the scene when the Enterprise loses power." Because amazingly, the Enterprise loses power and the gravity is shifting with the ship. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. So he's running along the walls, and it's like, this only makes sense if you go action movie, yay, throw out science. And I've always kind of viewed Star Trek to hold a
Were
little
they
bit
in
closer,
atmosphere? I don't
try to.
remember.
It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter one way or the other. It's in free fall, so they have 0G in the ship. They would experience the same
that's
thing
true.
as astronaut.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They should all
It's
just
an alternate
load up.
universe, McKetton. That's the whole thing they established in 2009, that it is an alternate universe.
So gravity works completely differently.
Those
Yeah.
exist
Eric
in
McKenna
Star
gets
Trek.
it, though.
That has
It
been
wasn't a
established.
Star Trek movie.
I'm sorry, what, Shiver?
Eric McKenna gets though. It wasn't a Star Trek movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what is the
It's a good
most?
movie.
Do you know what's the most Star Trek of the Star Trek movies?
Probably the one where they save the whales.
No,
I like that one.
the most
Nuclear weapons.
Star Trek.
It depends on what Star Trek is for you. Because if you just want what if someone came to you with the premise of Star Trek on paper, then it's the first one. But
Yeah.
if
For
you
me,
want to know like the most
it's
one that was also
Insurrection.
good too.
Actually, I agree with you. I popped in my head as well.
Insurrection is a
very
2-hour-long
Star Trek.
episode of Star Trek
Is that the one
Oh,
with,
yeah. Depending on
with
which...
the stretchy faces.
No, that's Nemesis.
Yeah, it depends on
that one.
it depends
Yeah.
on which series you're talking about, though, too, because it's not really the original series 2-hour-long Star Trek. It's more like
I don't like the original series of Star Trek.
I don't really like it either, but it's kind of like a cross between, I would say, TNG and like Voyager.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine is my favorite series. So,
Hey,
I do like Deep
CCT,
Space Nine
you're
as
my
well.
new favorite person. Mark it down. DS9's about.
Like I don't care if people are like it's just Babylon 5. It's not just Babylon 5. It's different, and it's in Star Trek.
But one of my favorite moments from that movie was when Riker pulls out the joystick to control the Enterprise. Fucking
it was
awesome.
so good.
Oh, and just so we're clear, I do like Babylon 5 as well. I don't want people to be
Oh
like,
God,
"Sounds
Babylon 5.
That one was actually a fun series. Slow as hell.
Yeah, next you're gonna tell me that Farscape was good.
I didn't like that.
Farscape was good. It had Claudia Black in it.
I knew that would get you going.
One
Shiver.
person does not make a good series.
You watch it for Claudia Black, and then all of a sudden
It's
you're
true.
like, "Holy crap! There's a plot on this as well." Claudia Black's in the show.
No, actually,
All right.
what random
Guys,
sci-fi stuff?
we need to take a break. We need to take a break.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna pee. It's gonna be a good time. When we come back, we want you to ask us your burning Star Citizen questions. Also, we're gonna be fielding questions about PAX East next week. As we, well, it's kind of funny that everyone on this podcast today is not going to PAX East except for me.
Yeah.
So I guess I get to
And
dictate what our plans are.
I personally blame CCT for this.
All right. I am going to tell you some more details about what's happening because we do have some of that stuff locked down. But when we come back, we will get to all of that. We will see you very soon. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
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 Hello. We have begun the second half of the show.
Dun dun dun.
Green
so
Giant.
if you guys haven't,
And this time it's personal.
if you guys haven't watched the show, go ahead and ask us questions in the chat. Typical RTV rules apply. You know how it goes.
Otherwise, do we just sit here in silence and stare at
Yep.
our cameras?
I'll eat
I'm
some
tweeting.
cereal, you know.
I must tweet. I must tweet on the Twitter. There we go.
No mimes. No mimes.
So the
Don't make me reach over there.
So
play it the wrong way.
the two songs I played during the break were actually a really awesome YouTube artist by the name of Richard EB. The first one was the battle music from Undertale during the Asgore sequence. And the second one was Route 113 from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Yep. So
we have
as
questions.
he is asks question, are any of you going to CitizenCon? All of us except for Shiver.
But screw you. I'm going to Gamescom.
You have us beat there, I think. Well, at least me. I don't know. Is anyone else besides you going to Gamescom? I forget.
I'm
Sunjammer
hoping
going?
so.
Is
Sunjammer.
Is Sunjammer?
I don't know. It depends on whether it depends on whether or not these people are willing to go to Germany as well.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Miku asks, what are your thoughts on the Dragonfly and the fact that it probably won't fit in the Freelancer? Freelancer's cargo bay is really not that big.
I'm very upset for all the people who are desperate for a pocket carrier.
Yeah.
Absolutely desperate.
Do you know what's really stupid? Everyone wants a pocket carrier so bad. One already exists in the game. It's called the Constellation.
Yep.
Well, I think that people. Okay.
Actually, several of them already exist, but yeah.
I think that part of it is that people aren't just looking for like a pocket carrier that can carry one ship, but one that can carry a few ships. And that's where, honestly, I'm even kind of curious about that as well.
You guys heard my friend say, bah!
I've just
I
seen
was
that
logged
Lando's still
into
in
another
chat.
Discord channel.
I've just seen that Lando's still in chat and seen me being really mature and act my age about Gamescom. Well, blown it there.
All right, let's see.
The fashionable man in the top right panel is someone named Nikara. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I have no
Nobody knows
idea.
who that is. Eric McKetton asks, "Who is your favorite bald, red-bearded space Viking?"
Hagar. Hagar the Horrible.
The one that rolls around with Thor in the Thor movies. That one. I forget his name. The only important knight of Sif is actually just Sif.
Is that... Didn't we used to call that GIF over here? And then we called it Sith.
As says, do any of you have an Idris or a Javelin? I have an Idris.
Yeah, we're all partying at CCT's place.
Yep. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have either of those.
We're all going to try and park our dragonflies inside.
I
his
am going to attempt.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to attempt to get a an 890 in the verse. That's one of my goals, is to purchase one in the game. So, yeah. Yinzer asks, "Do you guys have a Reliant news van for news things?" I'm pretty sure all of us have one.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank
Except
you.
for
Asher.
Silence, I think.
Yeah. I'm the one that has probably the fewest ships out of anyone. I imagine.
How many?
I
do you
have.
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure CS has 2 as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have the
Stormy's
300i.
got 2.
CS might have 3.
CS has, I know he has an Avenger.
Yep. Cutlass Red and a
Cutlass
Caterpillar.
Red. Oh no, Avenger, Cutlass Red, Caterpillar. Those are his 3 ships.
Yeah, because I just have a 300i because that was my original package, and then I bought a Gladius, and that's it.
You didn't upgrade that sucker to 315p, son? 315p? It's the best 300 ship.
What he said. He said.
Me.
I started on a
The
300i.
mysterious 5th person
now a
to the right of
gladiator.
Nakara.
Nice. Yeah, I'm taking it a bit easy. Because I really am. Well, for one, well, let's just go with. I actually do want to play the game and get them progressively. In fact, I was actually originally thinking of just grabbing an Aurora, but I was like, I think I'd rather something with a little more combat than an Aurora.
Personally, I have a ton of ships, but I can't afford to operate any of them. So,
Well, that's what we're here for, right?
well, yeah, but I mean, like, I have to pay you guys. So,
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
spend a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, my skills are going to come at a premium, but since I know you need the people, I'm totally not going to try and shaft you on that.
okay.
Miko Hatsune has asked, what modules would you like to have for the cat? And I think some sort of engineering
tail?
module, a cleaning module, a pilot module, so you could just have you and just a ship full of cats. Caterpillar.
The pillar of cat.
I want to take this question somewhat seriously. I think it would be entertaining to have a pirate science ship. So basically, just tag on like 15 science modules to the Caterpillar.
Like a floating meth lab, basically, in space.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
not
so
a
we
bad
got-
idea.
I gotta answer Fastcart's question because he seems very concerned about this.
This is the second
Oh.
time he's asked it, and I just wanted to brush on by it. But, we have to address this question.
Fastcard asks, "What's it like addressed to me. What's it like having a fast hair-growing superpower, and how do you use that power responsibly? Well, I have to say, fairly boring.
Have there
I
been
really
any
haven't-
moments?
I really haven't. I haven't really contemplated the responsible use of said superpower. So, there you go.
Have there been any moments you felt yourself close to using it for bad? You know, like on a razor's edge or something. Did you cut it close?
Oh. Shiver.
You know,
You
Shiver,
can't
you're really
stop.
growing on
Snip
me.
it there.
You can't stop.
Shiver, you're really growing on me, I gotta say.
Nice.
Stop it. You can't stop.
What? It's just his harebrained puns.
Oh.
Look what you've done, fast
Brush
cart.
him away. Just
I'm
brush him
blaming
away.
Stop
Fast
it.
Cart. Shiver couldn't resist. I don't blame him. It's Fast Cart's fault.
Yeah, fast car. You know what I'm like. You're such a bad influence on me. Gonna have.
Now
Nakara
friggin'
said I
Stoutman's
can't hang
doing
around
it.
with you anymore.
Pretty soon we're gonna make CCT pull his hair out over this.
Probably.
Please ask more questions.
Thank you, Des. Oh,
No,
that's a great
Miku.
one, too.
Do
That's
some
not a
puns that you want.
question.
Just throw some more things out there for puns. That amuses me.
Miku
No,
just
this
says
was great.
pocket
Don't move
carrier.
this along.
I actually do have a serious one.
Oh no.
I was discussing this with CS. He and I are of agreement that the Starfarer is not going to be flyable in whatever we're on now, 2.4. We think the Reliant will be because it's close to Jean Scout in tech, and the Starfarer is just too big to be put in just yet. That's what we think.
Well, poo to you too.
I agree. I think Miku's asking what a pocket carrier is. Anyone feel like defining that term?
It's a ship that's not
someone
supposed to
who's-
be a carrier that has a ship that this is a carrier.
It's a very specialized tailor. He just does pockets, and he sells those specialized pockets to various other people that then assimilate those into their trouser or jacket wear.
He's a pocket carrier.
Exactly. Oh, but yeah, no.
Oh.
That was great.
This is what happens, Lando, when you don't give us enough news.
Same custom modules as on MISC hull cargo slots for the Orion. No, because they're two different types of ships. I mean, two different, not types of ships. Makes of ships. The Orion is RSI.
I doubt it for that exact reason. Yeah.
They won't have the same ones. Maybe similar ones, sure, but they won't. I don't think they'll be able to be swapped
There
out directly.
was a similar question on a recent 10.4 about components. But basically, if you've got an anvil ship and you use all anvil things on it, will you get a bonus for it? Or will it be completely irrelevant if you use mix and match things? And that was you basically got a long version of to be decided. So there is a possibility, but there is also there's a possibility it could go either way right now.
Yep. Fastcar asks, is anyone taking advantage of the current free fly? No, because I own all of those ships.
What modules need to come online before the Herald goes flyable?
Guys, the Delta's a bad ship. It's a bad ship.
Is it?
It's real bad.
Are you gonna
Bad.
spank it?
Yes.
Oh, the different ways that
After
can be
the
taken.
stream, I hope, though.
Freaking Lando. Lando says, is this episode part of some university experiment in destroying viewership numbers?
There's always a chance of that.
That's every episode, Lando.
We are desperately trying to strive to the reverse of Earth standards. But I love reverse verse. I
Took
apologize.
the words right out of my mouth there, Shimmer.
Oh, Xylo's here. Hi, Xylo.
Like that whole-
You're nice. We like you much better than Lando, Xylo. Although there was a question that I do know the answer to. Rock and Anchor says, what modules need to come online before the Herald goes flyable? They are waiting to put the Herald out until the updated component system is live. Because that's going to be like, how the Gladius was the first one to use the new updated damage states, and they were just waiting for the damage states to be done before they put the Gladius into the game. They're doing the same thing with the Herald with the new component system.
Yes. What he said.
Anybody getting Jump Point Volume 2?
Yes.
I am not picking it up. I lead an all digital life. So I already have my copy of Jump Point Volume 2.
Yeah,
if ever we are suddenly thrown back into the Stone Age, you'll be able to hear all across North America the cries of GCD.
Yeah.
No!
All right, let's see. I'm trying to find like actual not joke questions.
Oh, if only.
Since we have a new cast of characters on the podcast this week, Miku asked, do you guys think we'll ever get Star Marine?
Next patch.
Yeah.
Eventually. I was reading, I actually ran into a mention of Sadabal when I was reading through some stuff this week, and I was like, oh, right.
Oh, yeah. That's right, they were talking about the, or weren't they talking about the flight suits, too?
Yeah.
That were originally for the Sadabal or whatever?
I want them to just have the freaking Ender's Game in the game.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't care about the whole rest of Star Marine. I just want that. Because it was so good.
I'm the only person here who's actually played that.
Yes! I'm the only one, like, I am of the, like, 0.05% of everyone in the world that has played that game mode. And it was fun. Bring it back!
Up until I'm told not to, I am now going to incessantly blame Ilphonic for it not being here.
Okay. Since no one has said otherwise.
I'm going to blame Lionhead.
Oh, actually, Lionhead's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I blame Peter Molyneux that we don't have Star Marine.
Oh, don't get me started on that, man.
If we're gonna throw stones, we might as well throw them all over the place.
Just hope we're not in a glass house.
Oh,
no, but I mean, like, freaking David wants Star Marine because he's David, and he's just stubborn, and he's holding on to it for dear life. I wanted Star Marine for the mechanics that it was going to bring to the Persistent Universe, but we have that already.
Ish. I mean, because they were really talking about all the different taking cover, looking around corners, and all that. We don't really have that yet, to my knowledge.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're putting those mechanics into the Persistent Universe rather than giving us a game mode.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, actually, I wanted Star Marine as well, just for what it was going to add to the universe, more so than the game mode itself. Like, if I want to play a first-person shooter, I mean, hell, I can go jump on Steam, boot up Team Fortress 2, and play the crap out of that. And there we go, first-person shooter.
Overwatch.
Or Overwatch. Yeah, actually, I've been playing the heck out of that for the last, like, 24 hours.
Overwatch.
But yeah, exactly. Like, if I'm going to play a first-person shooter, there's more than enough options out there. I want Star Marine for what it's going to bring to Star Citizen.
Yeah, but
as far as the whole
if we're going to get that and not have Star Marine, I'm not really... I don't care.
But one thing that kind of mystifies me is we have an entirely complete space station. It's been entirely complete
Gold
for
Horizon,
like 6 or 8 months. I'm like, I want to walk around the damn space station.
That's true.
Give me the freaking space station. Give a crap about the FPS stuff.
Do you think we'll get Star Marine or Seda Ball first? They are one and the same, actually.
Yeah. Well, I personally, I think that we would get Star. If we're going to get one first, I think we'll get Star Marine before Sadaball. Unfortunately,
I mean, it was
Yeah,
all
isn't
supposed to be one tidy little
exactly.
package.
Satabal's
here's
just
a
one
question.
game mode within Star Marine.
I'm gonna play the horrible devil's advocate. I don't even know if this is devil's advocate, but I'm gonna be the release date guy again.
Oh, here we go.
So, when do you guys think? And I'm asking everyone. When do you guys think we're going to see the first star system completed? So this is going to be Stanton.
This year.
Has four planets, 4 landing zones. So, what do you think? First full complete star system. You think 2016? All right.
I think that we'll see it this year because I mean they keep talking about the procedural tech, and I think that's really the big thing that's going to hang things up on that respect. Once they really get that ironed out, I'll bet that those landing areas.
Prototype version of landing on ArcCorp.
Right.
And that was actually a year ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. What do you think, Shiver?
I think sometime next year, maybe
To the first system?
yeah, maybe a whole be fully complete. Yeah, for someone to turn around and say this has got absolutely everything that Star Citizen
if we're saying
D1
that,
is going to have out the door.
If we're saying
At
that,
least a
then
year.
never. Then my answer is never.
Well, the problem is they're not they won't have every mechanic in for the first system. They'll have the first system, and then they'll have a second system, and then more mechanics will be added, and there'll be a third system, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, they've got to
Um,
have the jump point
and when we're
mechanic completed and done
But-
before they can add the second system as well.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of basic functionality, and one full system, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if it's going to be this year, simply because I think they're going to have a lot of focus on on Squadron 42, which so
Yep.
it might wait till afterwards.
YinZR asks, do you think they'll increase the player and ship health since right now we die within about 2 seconds?
Yes.
I'm going to invoke my inner Disco Lando right now for a second. Balance in terms of statistics on different things like weapon damage and player health and ship health and all of those things. It's a swinging pendulum. It never stops swinging. It will go back and forth until it's like doing one of these.
Don't forget, there's no armor systems in game yet.
There's
at
no
all.
armor.
Well, there's a basic thing, but they're not the proper system.
Not on players.
Yeah, there's a lot of things still to kind of go before we even
Yinzer.
can think about balancing that stuff.
I'm not even sure on what the damage system status is in regards to like kinetic damage, how it's all being
Lando.
done on that bit.
I thought you were the one who said pendulum. Who said pendulum? Who
You
am I
did?
thinking of? I think he's pulling my leg.
No. He
may
would
do
possibly
doing
that.
that. No.
No, he would never.
Oh,
Never.
we got people calling him out. All right.
These things they swing back round.
So I always save housekeeping for the last 10 minutes of the show, but we got a lot going on. So thank you everyone.
Oh, what
for
do
your
we have going
questions.
on?
No, lots.
Lando says he talks about the wheel and how things come back around the wheel. Well, that doesn't make any sense, Lando.
Maybe he's just trying to enter into a circular argument.
There's a good chance that he's trying to go round and round.
See, guys, one is good. If you do one, it's funny. And then you just keep going forever.
And then we keep going until it comes around again.
Oh,
No, yeah. You always have to say it. You always have to go too far. Always.
All right. So,
That's the rule.
coming up, on the INN. I have a project for all of our listeners. We are putting together a little project, and we, over the last however many, how long has INN been a thing? Like almost a year and a half. We have made a lot of video content. I need you guys to find your favorite things from our podcasts, from our interviews, from all kinds of stuff, and I want you to send your favorite parts of anything that we've done to either me or David. So either send me an email at jake@imperialnews.network or david@imperialnews.network. Our emails are very easy to remember. Send that to us. We're making a little thing. We want you guys to be a part of it because, one, we've made a lot of stuff and it's going to take us a long time to sift through all of that. But two, you guys are the people who made this all possible, and we want your favorite moments to be part of this project. So we're working on that. If you could just send that to me whenever possible, that'd be lovely.
Send your favorite bits in. We're making a 5-second clip. That's going to strain it.
It'll just be a whir of images. Don't worry, yours will be in there.
But yeah, so, whoa. Something outside was loud and angry.
The Russians are coming. Oh, it's not 1954 anymore. Sorry.
All right.
Oh my god, that would be so awesome. If someone can make a compilation of all the times that David has said that Star Marine is coming, please send that to me. That'd be amazing.
That would be one entire podcast.
Inspires someone.
Another thing that's very important is there will not be a podcast next week. The majority of the INN senior staff will be at PAX East that weekend. So I might make Shiver stream something.
What? Oh yeah, that's actually possible now these days.
Oh, you should do that. Everyone pester Shiver. Everyone tweet at him, bug him on Discord, just constantly. Even if he says yes, don't stop.
That's probably good advice, to be quite honest.
But there will not be a podcast next week. However, we're gonna have a ton of content coming out of PAX East. We are going to have daily roundtables that will be posted to our YouTube and SoundCloud. Those will be up every day after the show. They'll probably be up pretty late, so we apologize for that, but we're probably going to be home pretty late, so is what it is. If there's anything that you guys want us to check out at PAX, let us know. We'll try to accommodate as much as possible. But we're going to try to get interviews. We're going to check out some awesome indie games. We'll have footage and previews and all of that good stuff on the site, and you'll be able to check that out. Also, what we're going to be doing is, since the wonderful folks over at CIG are not having a presence at PAX East this year, the scumbags, INN is doing a little Bar Citizen. So if we sent out like a little RSVP, but it's open to whoever wants to come. It's going to be at Jillian's. I'm actually going to look up the address.
Okay, I get the idea. I'll do something next week. Stop reminding me now, for God's sake.
Okay,
oh God, that doesn't mean PM me, Silence.
I'm just trying to remind you, man. I'm just trying to remind you.
All right, so it's going to be at Jillian's starting at 6 p.m. Thursday, April 21st. So this upcoming Thursday. 6 p.m. The address is 145 Ipswich Street in Boston. It's right next to
Everyone
Fenway
who
Park.
sees Eris, give him a giant hug and wish him happy birthday.
Yes.
And slap.
I will be there. Eris will be there. Vince will be there. Dolvac will be there. And I'm pretty sure Captain Richard will also be there. Pretty sure Bad News Baron will also be there. Maybe. I think it depends on when he's getting in. But there's going to be a bunch of us community folk from the Star Citizen community. So we're gonna hang out. We're gonna drink. If there's too many of us, they might kick us out, and then we'll figure out what we do from there. So who knows? It'll be fun. Sure.
So like a Star Citizen bar hop now?
Yeah, bar crawl. Star Citizen bar
Yes.
crawl. But yeah, so if you guys can make it, that would be awesome. We'd love to meet as many of you as we can. I'm going to put a post detailing all of that on Monday. So if you miss this, or if you're listening to the podcast and then you forget, we will have a post on the website for you guys to check out. Also, if you are at PAX East, if you are actually attending the show, please feel free to bug us and say hi, take pictures. We prefer you take pictures with us, not from afar.
Can I just say, please don't feed them. Don't give them any food. It only encourages them.
Especially Dolvac. Especially Dolvac. But yeah, so we're gonna have the best way to keep track of what we're doing throughout the day. We are, depending on how good signal is in the convention center, we're gonna be updating on Twitter. So follow our individual Twitters as well as INN_Star Citizen. We'll keep you updated throughout the day on what we're doing. And yeah, PAX East, it's happening. 1 week from today. Well, 1 week from yesterday, actually. And we hope to see you guys there. It'll be a good time. We are going to have all of the same content typical throughout the week as normal. Do we know what fiction's going on this week?
I do not.
I haven't heard either, actually.
Here.
I don't
Let's
do
ask
fiction.
Stormy. What fiction is this week? I don't have Verizon Fast Cart, so that sucks for me. Also, that we have 2 Canadians with us, so even worse for them. But yeah,
It's
so
all right. They're quite sorry.
if you are listening to the podcast, today is 10 for the Chairman. Is it 10 for the Chairman this week? Do we got one more? Lando,
I think
are
it'll
you
be
here?
10 for developers by now, won't it?
Lando,
Are you trying
what-
to summon Lando? Is that? Do we say his name like 4 times and then see if he pops up on chat?
That's usually how it works.
Bloody Lando,
no, you've got to
bloody
say Red
Lando,
One now
bloody
4
Lando.
times and then he appears.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You must get so much stick about that, Lando. I'm so sorry.
It's 10 for the Disco Lando on Monday. We're going to be transcribing that. And then Tuesday, Bug Smashers this week?
Yeah, those are Bug Smashers.
Yep, Bug Smashers this week. ATV, RTV, Thursday, Friday. We got Fiction on Wednesday. I don't know by who. Stormy hasn't gotten back to me. She'll let you guys know. She always does. That's her job. That's what she does. She's very good at her job. But yeah, that's it.
Well, Thursday I have I think it's Fast Cart's MVP interview.
Oh. Fast Cart. We're interviewing Fast Cart.
Yeah, actually I already got it done. Just working
Oh!
on editing it up.
That was fast.
I know.
Look at silence.
He's the efficient one here.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Fast Cart done. I have the next week already done. I have the
Oh,
next
wow,
one
sweet.
contacted, and the other one I'm waiting back
That's
for a
way better
response.
than literally anything INN does besides that. So,
Ugh.
Our
But,
transcripts are running pretty
speaking of
smooth
which,
today.
if you guys haven't checked out the interview with Purgatorial Flame, please go do that. The video and the audio went up on Friday, and the post went up this morning. So, or no, the audio and the video went up on Thursday. The post went up this
Yeah, it was
morning.
late
So you might have missed that. So go check that out. He's the guy who did the Star Citizen
Citizen
pen and
RPG.
paper RPG. It's a very awesome interview. That guy is super cool. So go check out that interview. He's super British. He's extremely British.
He's not British. He's South African.
Yeah.
What? He is?
Yes.
I thought it was like a super posh British accent. That
No,
oh, you know what? That
South
makes
African
more
accent.
sense.
Well, I think
That
that's
makes
kind of
more
the definition
sense.
of South America, South African.
I like that
Oh,
accent way
God.
more than
South African accent.
It's
South
based off the
African is
British
like
accent.
one of my top 3
Yeah.
favorite accents, and now I'm sad.
Yeah, the South African and the Australian are both based off of the British accents.
Yes,
And New Zealand.
That's right,
Yes.
and New Zealand. I can't forget about New Zealand.
New Zealand is
Them.
my other top 3, and then Scottish. I don't know what it is.
I
Anyway,
don't think that one's based off of.
I
No.
got some housekeeping. I got
Pretty sure.
new show on the base tomorrow, midnight, British summertime. Don't
I'll be
bring your
there.
children to that one.
I'll
We've
be
got
there.
CCT.
Yeah. If you don't want to be offended at all for any reason, please do not go watch this show. Shiver's like. Shiver. He's so sad about it.
And that's how Shiver
Um,
loses viewers.
It's the pilot, so come check that out. It's gonna be a good time. And then I think that's it. What else have we got going on? Shiver.
Wednesday, Cosmic
Yeah.
Capitalism. Sugar, what time do I start now? 7 o'clock British summertime. It's just going to be me this week, so yeah.
British
I'd appreciate
summertime.
company in chat. I think that's
What is-
6 p.m. UTC.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I call it BST because none of you foreigners know what GMT is, it seems.
I know what GMT is.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't tell you what my conversion is, but I know what GMT is.
Okay.
Sorry,
I know what it
so
is, I
I
just
studied
don't-
to be a pilot, so I know some of those random little things.
Did that career not take off?
No, unfortunately, it just
Crashed,
never quite took wing.
Stop it! I'm stopping it. Outro music. Oh yeah, and then the Prospector is gonna be on sale Friday the 22nd for $140. So check that out if you want to mine things.
Or
Should be
salvage shit?
interesting. Thank you everybody for joining us this week on Inside the Verse. Thank you Nakara, Shiver, and Silence for joining me.
Yep, of course.
And we will see you all in the verse. Goodbye, everybody. ImperialNews.network. Patreon.com/ImperialNewsNetwork. Twitter.com/INN_Star Citizen. Thank you. Goodbye.